It's setting up the meeting. I don't know at which point it's actually going to go live. So I've decided that from now on, I'm going to talk through this bit so that we don't start with a load of silence every single time. But I think we are live.
Wow.
Hello, world. This is Glossop Improv Makes a Scene with
Jacqueline Black.
Yay! So I'm Jess. I've got Jacqueline with me today, and we're going to do a theme based on your suggestions. You might have caught at the start of this that I'm not entirely sure when the actual going live to Facebook actually starts. So I've decided rather than just staring blankly at my camera, from now on, I'm just going to waffle a bit over that little preparing screen. Just better. Right, Jacqueline, we've had quite a few suggestions. We've had 9 suggestions.
Wow.
So if you'd like to pick a number between 1 and 9.
1 and 9. Lucky number 7.
Lucky number 7. Ooh, that's a nice one. It's from Seki Suarez, my co-founder of Glossop Improv. And it is The Mirror Has Cracked. So that's our suggestion. The mirror has cracked. Off we go.
Do you know I am the biggest Miss Marple fan in the world? And I'm so glad that we're sitting in her library right now.
I know. I can't believe that she invited us here. I mean, it's such an honour to be here.
Do you think this is a dagger or a letter opener? Because I think there's a drop of blood on this.
Do you think so? It looks like a letter opener to me. I'm sure it wouldn't be anything sinister, would it?
Are you sure? What about this? Is this a shoelace or is this a rope that's killed a tiny mouse?
Most likely a shoelace, probably not a rope. I'm starting to wonder whether it's such a good idea coming here.
Tabitha, I didn't know you had such a nervous disposition.
It's just that it's not every day you get to meet the Jane Marple. I just thought when she invited us here for tea, I just thought it would just be, a bunch of her fans getting together with her to have some tea. But then there's that shadowy Russian man, and there's that very well-to-do but quite arrogant guy. And I'm starting to think that some of these people are just a tad sinister.
Oh my God, it's so exciting, isn't it? I mean, I'm getting a slightly almondy smell of this tea. Could it be arsenic? I don't know.
I just thought it would be tea.
Shall I drink it?
Yeah, I suppose so. I think it would be fine.
I'm going to drink it.
Okay. Margaret? Margaret! Oh my God, Margaret!
Look at your face!
So funny, Margaret.
Oh, it was a little bit funny, Tabitha. It was a little bit funny. Sometimes I do worry about you. You're a very nervous person. You're a very lovely person, but it does limit you somewhat in life. Just being scared of shadowy men and shoelaces that might have garroted mice. I mean, really?
Well, I do stand to inherit that massive amount of money in that small castle, so I think I've got every right to be a little paranoid.
Yeah, there's being a little paranoid about the fact that somebody might kill you for your money, but somebody might marry you for your money, and that could be a lot of fun as well.
Oh, because I hadn't really thought about it like that.
Yeah, you've got to look on the bright side of things.
What was that noise?
It sounded awfully like a mirror cracking from one side to the other.
Oh, don't, Margaret, don't. Oh, Margaret, why do you always do this? It was the same when we went on the Orient Express.
I
I couldn't
know.
sleep the whole time.
That was such a great trip. The time when we went to the dining car and there was like this really super like boggly-eyed waiter and you were convinced he was going to do you in.
Well, he just kept bringing me salmon, and I never ordered salmon.
Food poisoning. You were convinced you were going to get food poisoning.
Well, is it any wonder? I mean, we were on the Orient Express. That's what happens. People die.
No, well, they normally die because the average age of the passengers on the Orient Express are 70 plus, because those are the only people that can afford it in this society nowadays.
Maybe you're right.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to be a bit more bold, and a
Yeah.
bit less
Yeah.
fearful.
Yeah. Let's try that right now. You know, here we've got this lovely afternoon tea.
Yeah.
I dare you to have a Bloody Mary with it. Because you never have alcohol before 12 o'clock. I dare you to have it at 11.
I suppose I could.
I just so happen to have one here.
Thank you. All right.
Neck it. How was it?
It was all right. Yeah. It was,
Yeah.
quite strong. Quite a.
Yeah. Kind of an unusual taste to it.
Yeah, quite pungent and.
Mm.
Yeah. Margaret, that's gone right to my head.
Yeah. Tabitha, before you pass out, could you just sign this legal document for me?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
It's fine. It's just my driving license. I need a witness.
Yeah, no problem. Leave. Margaret,
What?
why did you laugh like that?
Oh, no reason. Just super happy today.
Margaret, is the room spinning?
Huh?
The room, is it spinning?
I think maybe you should just lie down quietly where you are.
Yes, that seems like a.
Just have a lovely long sleep.
Just a little lie down on the floor here. Yes.
Just gonna take this to a notary to get your will, leaving everything to me, notarized. Silly girl.
And scene!
Oh, that was fun.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Unwittingly, you have played right into my area of interest. I absolutely adore Agatha Christie.
Yay, me too. I didn't know that about you.
I am reading Closed Casket, one of the new ones by Sophie Hannah at the moment. It's one of the new Poirot ones.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I mean, because I've seen these new Agatha Christie's and new Sherlock Holmes, but I've never actually read one. Are they worth?
Yeah, the
while?
Sophie Hannah ones are really good. Actually,
Are
they're
they?
quite kind of true to Christie's style. I think
Nice.
anyway. I think it's all always a matter of personal taste, but I really like them. I read the Monogram Murders before that, and that was really nice. I really enjoyed that. So
Good. Oh well, there we go.
don't get me started on some of the recent adaptations, because the one where John Malkovich was Poirot, they took some massive liberties with the character at the end, and I was not happy. And I complained about it to everybody that would listen for about a week. So we're not going to get into that here.
Yeah, let's not.
This is not Glossop Improv does Agatha Christie. This is Glossop Improv makes a scene with. Um, so tell me a bit about your improv background. How did you get into it?
Oh, do you know, I'm kind of at that stage that I'm not entirely sure how long I've been doing improv for. I keep saying I think it's the best part of a decade, and I'm based in London, and I've always done improv in London. And I came from an acting background, and there, you know, anyone who's done any acting training, there is always a little nod to improv, but it's maybe not a true exploration of what improv is.
Yeah.
And I had two sort of really good teachers that I was lucky to come across quite quick succession. So I did a workshop with Carrie Lloyd at the Actors Centre, who's a big fave of mine, and then I found the sort of Steve Rowe and
Oh, yeah.
Hoopla, which in those days was a drop-in above a pub in Balham. And they were just so excited because every drop-in on a Saturday would have a different theme on it. So no two workshops were ever the same. It wasn't. Now, obviously, you can kind of have more of a structured experience learning improv through Hoopla, which is a good thing. But I was very much a sort of pick and mix improviser that kind of flitted around many different schools, kind of cherry picking. So, yeah, it's been quite an interesting journey for me.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
I would love to do a workshop with Carrie Lloyd, but she's very busy doing many other brilliant things right now.
She is a very busy lady.
I absolutely love her show. Well, the show that she's in, Ostentatious.
Yes,
Do
yeah.
that a couple of times, and it's just so funny. They're
I
just all so great. They're such brilliant improvisers and actors.
I mean, yes, the cast is amazing, and they've been together for such a long time that they have that sort of group mind that helps so much with
Yeah,
improv. But also, they've just opened up improv to all sorts of different audiences that maybe wouldn't go to see them. So. You know, they go to literary festivals, and they go, you know, obviously have a big presence in Edinburgh, a big presence in the West End and off West End, and
yeah,
that's one of the things that I love the most about them, actually, is that they're kind of inviting lots of people who wouldn't necessarily live in the improv house to come in and explore, which is great.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. It's such an important thing because because we met yesterday, didn't we? We had the
Yeah, yeah.
virtual, we had the Brain Fog Cafe, and we met at that, and we were talking yesterday, weren't we, about how it can be a bit of a kind of a closed sort of environment where in certain places like improvisers tend to only perform for other improvisers,
Mm.
but now it's getting much more into the sort of mainstream, and you know wherever possible we need to make sure that we're getting out to wider audiences, and not just in a performance capacity, in a sort of a teaching way. It's so useful for people in the workplace, people in education, all sorts of stuff. You're doing stuff around health and things like that
Mm.
as well, aren't you? So
Yeah,
it's,
we had a conversation about therapeutic uses for improv as well, and the role, we were speaking to a psychologist, Susan, and she uses it in the context of her work as a sort of playing device. I mean, that's the thing about improv, is that it's such a breadth of things that you can be doing, even within performance, but also beyond performance as
yeah,
well.
definitely.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking this morning about kind of how like wide and diverse everything has sort of suddenly become, rather than because it's been sort of geographically kind of hemmed into, like, oh well, if I want to go and work with so and so, I need to travel across the country, or I need to go over
Yeah.
to America. But now that it's in a kind of online format, that you just get such a kind of wealth of different perspectives and different skills and different styles. And I was thinking this morning about how it kind of, this whole sort of situation, I think is sort of, it's changed the nature of friendship as well,
Mm.
in terms of, I'm now, I kind of think of sort of improvisers that I've met that maybe I would have met them at workshops and that might have been my only encounter with them. But now I'm much more likely to meet like a wider group of improvisers regularly. Because if you go to a regular drop-in, then you just be like, oh, it's John, brilliant, John's here. I'm so glad. I really wanted to do another scene with him.
Yeah.
And, you know, stuff like that. And you just say, oh, actually, though, this is friendship. This is what friendship is like now. Because I was thinking about, you know, I'm connecting with all different improvisers and having chats with them over Zoom. It's like, that's exactly how I'm meeting all my friends, you know, that I've had friendships with for ages. So there's just less of a, I think, less of a kind of an obstacle to kind of go, oh, actually, this is a big community. This is a big kind of group of friends. It's not just that we're all just individual people in our own little places. It's just like, oh yeah, if I'm struggling with something to do with improv, to do with performance, or to do with just life, I can just reach out, and all of these lovely people I've met through improv are more than willing to help me, and you know, hopefully I do the same for them. I think it's just made, like, you know, now the idea of having like, oh, these are my improv friends and these are this friends and these are this, it's just like, no, now everybody's just my online friend.
Yeah.
Everybody's just my Facebook friend now, and you know, like that's kind of how it is now. So
yeah, there's definitely, and it's interesting, this relationship between, you know, whatever your journey is about as an improviser and friendship, because I think the two things feed into each other. You know, it's nice that we've got this technology that we can reach out to people, you know, halfway across the world if that's what we want to do. And then for those friendships then to change us as improvisers as well, you know. I think particularly in some areas when you're so dependent on meeting face to face to explore opportunities in improv, you know, you're restricted if you for some reason carrying responsibilities or disabilities or whatever. If you can't stay for that drink in the pub and make those connections, if you can't afford a course, an improv course, because that's how a lot of improv groups are formed, you know, if you're missing out on those opportunities, we should really try and harness the power of Zoom and the internet to say, you know, you don't need to miss out if you have access to this technology. Actually, you know, you could be, you know, why not audition for an improv group via Zoom? Why not have an exclusive sort of Zoom improv group going if that's for people who maybe don't have the same opportunities because geographically, monetarily, financially, or because of other obstacles in their life, they're not able to turn up to a venue. And like we were saying, every week on you know, at 7 p.m. for 3 hours or whatever.
yeah, in real life, it's just not really practical with, you know, with all the concerns, like particularly if you have kids or elderly parents or relatives that you have to care for. Like, life doesn't run to a particular schedule. So trying to commit to like, oh yes, I'm going to be here like on the dot for the next 7 weeks on a Tuesday night. It's just like, I can't say for certain that I will, but now that there's so many more things that you can kind of drop into, or all of that kind of
and also, I mean, we're not a homogenous group as improvisers as well. Like we're not all interested in the same thing, and you know that is partly encapsulated on all the formats. You know, some people want to do short form. Some people want to do improv with a view to writing sketches or using that as a writing device. Some people want to really take their time with improv and have emotionally connected stories, you know. And I think it can be sometimes a little bit difficult to find your tribe. And so if you have more opportunities, and I mean a sort of tribe within the cult of improv, you know, because we all absolutely are involved in this cult of improv. But you know, I've been very lucky in that you know, places like the Nursery in London have supported me to direct Studio Ghibli improv. So Japanese anime, and that's incredibly niche, but I was given this support to find lots of people. I apologize if I'm shouting because I've got my headphones on, so I've no idea.
it's fine.
so I was able to advertise and find people who that was their interest, and that's one thing I think maybe we could be doing more of, is that definitely pick up the skills, the transferable skills that you need for everything, but also just send out your weird ideas and see where your weird kindred are in improv.
Yeah.
Try and find them, and they may not be in the same city or in Glossop, or they may be in a different country, in a different time zone. And so how do we make that work? I think that would be a fascinating sort of transition for improv.
Yeah, that would be great. I mean, it's becoming easier to find your people, because
Yeah.
we've got the whole of the world now, not just
Yeah.
one kind of geographic area.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
equally, I mean, you've got to kind of put yourself out there a little bit, which is, I mean, a lot of us that come to improv are actually kind of shy people, pretending not to be shy people. So, saying, what, I'm just going to send this idea out.
Yeah.
Say, I'm interested in a musical improv about Star Trek, which we discovered is a thing in New York, which is brilliant. Send that idea out and just have faith that, or you be able to use that technology to see who puts their hand up for that and says, you know what, I'd love
Yeah.
to do that.
And also now there are people that are using their kind of platform to boost other people's ideas. Like, I'm just thinking of like the Improv Boost, which is amazing, because it's like, look at this person doing this great thing. Wouldn't you like to be part of that? And like that's its whole kind of existence, is to really like sort of shine a spotlight on people that maybe are just starting out with something and want to find their people. And I'm hoping that Glossop Improv does a bit of that as well. We definitely don't just promote our own stuff.
Yeah.
Also, Glossop Improv, apart from this, doesn't perform online, because we just like having our workshops, and like that's enough for us at the moment. All of our group are very happy to kind of get involved in other stuff, but we don't feel like we particularly want to do a sort of an online show. But we're more than happy to like promote other people's, if they like, I really want to do a Chekhov improv, like,
yeah
like, I can't advise you on it, but I will definitely help you. Like,
yeah
for you in any way I can.
Yeah, I think that has been certainly a thing I've noticed in the last few years on Facebook and platforms like that. The thing that I've appreciated the most is the popularizers stepping forward and saying, I've got no vested interest in this other than I love improv, and I think everybody should know about all this stuff going on. For me, some of the groups that I've really enjoyed seeing springing up are the ones that bang the drum for people who are not so represented in improv as well. So there's everybody who get in here who's like have a diversity focus, and then there's the ladies of improv as well, which is a sort of a gender focus. And just saying, like, it's obviously all voices are important in improv, but just being able to kind of raise the volume of some voices that are perhaps not heard as much as they should be, and to appreciate. I mean, we've talked a little bit about obstacles in our chats, and I think there are lots of obstacles to taking part in improv, and I'm so heartened that a lot of people are woke to this and kind of are actually behaving in a different way and taking action to try and address that as well, because I think that's so important from just improving the quality of the stories that we tell. Because
I mean, just from setting up the Brain Fog Improv, and half of the people that have joined are just like, I don't have an unseen condition, but I do really want to learn more and know how I can help other people. It's just like, that's brilliant. That's so good. All the things that we're discussing in that group, like brain fog and fatigue and things like that, they're not particular to having a condition. They're things that affect people at different times, during their lives anyway. So all kind of universal experiences. So yeah, it's just about kind of having loads of people that are like, I just want to understand more. It's just like, oh, that's lovely, brilliant.
Doesn't that give you a sort of a ready Brett glow when someone says, "Do you know, I like this doesn't affect me directly, but I'm super interested because I want to appreciate like or recognize this when I see it as being something that somebody is having to tackle that I've got no understanding or
Yeah,
appreciation about." So I've
yeah.
got I put my special t-shirt on today, which you probably can't see, which says
Oh, normal people. Scary.
because none of us are normal, especially improvisers. So I feel like this is my improv t-shirt, really.
Excellent. Oh, fantastic. Well, I think we will conclude our Facebook Live there. So thank you very much to everybody that's watched this. We hope you enjoyed it. If you want to get in touch, then please contact me via Glossop Improv. I'm always looking for more people to do a scene with. Jacqueline, how can people contact you if they want to work with you?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. I'm with the Parentheticals as well, although we haven't performed obviously for a little while now, but obviously got raring to go when that opportunity comes.
Brilliant. Okay, say goodbye to the Facebook world. Bye, Facebook world.
Bye, Facebook world.